we just want to introduce a new venture which we've been working on at the Centre for Policy Studies, and we will be brief. I'll start by making a very simple observation. Think tanks are in the communications industry. But the communications industry has been completely transformed by the digital revolution. Despite that, think tanks have been completely unaffected. We're still doing what we did 20 years ago. We find brilliant people with brilliant ideas, which we then take to our political friends and the media. We might have our blogs and tweets, but those are add-ons. We have not been transformed in the same way as music, books, newspapers, and so on. Until today, think tanks have been left behind. We want to change that and to describe how we plan to use the extraordinary power and opportunities of digital. I'd like to introduce Susan Walton, who's the director of our new adventure, CapEx.
Hello, I'm Susan Walton, Director of CapEx, the digital news and commentary service from the Centre for Policy Studies. CapEx makes the case for popular capitalism, for innovation, competition, free trade, small government, and liberty. Using groundbreaking new technology, every hour, CapEx scours hundreds of thousands of news sources, blogs, academic papers, and think tank publications from around the world. These are then carefully distilled by a team of CapEx editors. They pick the top 5 stories of the day, which are sent to our subscribers in a brief email and app notification. CapEx also reviews the week on Friday, while on Sunday it looks to the week ahead. And thanks to the generous support of the Templeton Religious Trust, we will be commissioning exclusive comment from the world's most brilliant economists and thinkers. The world's best and sharpest thinking delivered to you every day at www.capex.co and in the iTunes Store very soon. I invite you now to watch this short film about CapEx.
Tim Knox, the brilliant director of the Centre for Policy Studies, went to all the, what I think are now known as the mainstream political parties' annual conferences. And he came back with the news that he was surprised that none of the party leaders, in their final addresses, used the word freedom or liberty once. He thought that was surprising. And his thought was that the Centre for Policy Studies, to mark this 40th anniversary of our foundation by Mrs. Thatcher and Keith Joseph, should stage the inaugural Thatcher Conference on Liberty. And that's what this conference is about.
The crisis of 2007, 2008 did a lot of damage to the reputation of capitalism. At CapEx, big part of our mission is to make the case and to remind people that actually, for all of its flaws, capitalism, when properly practiced, is the greatest engine of improvement in human prosperity.
Much has gone wrong with capitalism all around the world. We see cartelization, we see large companies dominating countries, we see increasing bad behavior from banks particularly, but also from energy companies and other cartel organizations. This is a long way away from free market capitalism that we were founded to promote.
So CapEx came about as a result of revolutionary new technologies in the areas of natural language processing and machine learning. These technologies have the potential to aggregate the most relevant news and insight from over 500,000 news sources and blogs from around the world around predefined topic areas or ontologies.
CapEx's key distinction is that the stories are not randomly pushed to you by an anonymous algorithm, but they are personally curated and commented on by our editorial team. This is to source the best, most read stories of the day that impact our global markets at a massive and global scale by using modern technology. From over 60,000 news sources, 500,000 blogs, and specialist sources often missed from academic institutions and think tanks.
Great thing about the technology that CapX uses is that it really targets and finds you the stuff that you need. And what's even better is that as you use it more and more, it gets to learn what it is that you like reading and sends you more of it.
CapX will be one app, one website, to which the President of the United States, the Prime Minister of China, every researcher, scientist, academic, thinker can go to find out what they need to know about centre-right thinking, let's call it, from around the world.
I invite you to visit us at the CapX desk near registration, and please speak to our editor, Ian Martin, and our deputy editor, Zach Tate, about becoming a CapX contributor. Ian and Zach are both here today, and they welcome your interest. We're now going to break for 30 minutes for coffee downstairs in the crypt. Thank you.